Hey, welcome. This is another review by Drop Bear Brewing. So here I am in my brew shed garage, well, the man cave. So I'm here and we're doing a brew today. We're going to do a cream ale, and what I wanted to review is a small pump that I bought on Amazon, and I'm going to a cheap pump, $25. It's a solar hot water pump. I'll show you it. I'll show you how I connect it, what I've done to vary the speed of the pump so I can control the flow rather than just choking it. Because that is one way. You can use a ball valve or a valve, just turn the valve down and restrict the flow. But the trouble with that is the pump's still running at the same speed, so it can possibly cavitate, can damage the pump, cause premature wear. So I've created a variable speed controller, which again I bought the parts on Amazon. Very easy to do. The hardest part of the whole thing was 3D printing the box to put it in. Other than that, everything else worked out well. So I'm going to show you this pump and see what we think of it. Let's have a look. Okay, so here's the pump from Amazon. As you can see, nothing flash, 12 volt, lifts 3 meters, which is pretty good. 2.1 gallons per minute, so it's not a lot of flow, but hey, it's enough for what I need. And it runs on 12 volts, so it comes with the adapter, and that's it. It comes with the 110 to 12 volt adapter as well, which I'll show you in a second. So anyway, I'll have a link for the pump below the video, so if you want to go and buy one or have a look at it yourself, you'll be able to follow the link through to Amazon and see it. Yeah, I've got water in the mash tun at the moment just to preheat it. You can see ambiently it's up to, like, you know, nearly 90. I just like to keep it a bit warm before I go ahead and put the mash in and that, and it just helps stop the temperature drop. So anyway, I'll hook this up and I'm going to pump out the hot water and I'll show you how the pump works. So this is the box I printed, 3D printed. Did it out of PETG, which is the stuff that, you know, plastic bottles are made of. Very tough, hardy. I left the lid off for you to show you the components on the inside. So I bought off eBay. Again, I'll leave links for all of these for you. A variable speed controller for 12 volt that is suited for motors. Now you've got to be careful because they do make variable, like, voltage controllers that will work on lights, but this is a brushless motor, and you need to have a power supply to it that's capable of handling motors, not just lights. Cheap anyway, it didn't cost much more. So I put that in there, put a little on-off switch so I can turn the unit on and off. And all I did was, it comes with the cable, that's the original supply, cut the cable, wired it in via the switch to the outlet, so now I can plug the motor in. Of course, I will put the cover on it so that I can use it and keep it watertight, but for now I'll just use it as is and show you, see what you think. Okay, so one thing reasonably important to know about this motor, it's not self-priming, so it's a good idea to have it set down so that your water flow is going to fill the motor and give you that bit of a hedge you need, because it's not self-priming, so it won't suck, it'll only pump. So there's my inlet, opened up my mash tun with the hot water in it, can just push the hose on. I used the clamps on the suction side just so that it doesn't draw in through the barbs and cavitate. But on the exit, so on the pump side, it doesn't matter. There's not that much pressure that it's a real problem. So, turn my pump on. There you go. As you can see, pumping pretty good. I've got it on low speed. Let's speed it up. There you go, look at that. That's full speed. Slow it down. So my intent is speed. Now, that speed still is a bit fast for what my liking. So what I can do is just choke the tap a little bit. There you go. So you can see I just closed the valve a little bit, which has slowed it down, but I've got the pump on the lower speed as well. So it's working quite good. It's not going to be sucking too hard and fall in cavitation with that valve that way. And that's emptying the, open the valve up, turn full speed on the pump. What a great little setup, and cheap. Follow the links to buy the components. I'm using 1/2-inch silicone hose. You could use smaller. I like 1/2 inch. I think it's a great size for what I need to do. So now my mash tun is empty. It's pumped all the water out of it. Turn the pump off. Let's have a look. Let's see how much water actually did come out of the mash tun. So you'll see there's my false bottom. Let's lift it and have a look at how much water. Look at that. Tiny bit in the bottom of the mash tun. Excellent. Very happy with that. I'm going to modify the inlet or outlet, depending how you look at it, of the mash tun so that it's closer to the bottom. There's less than 1/4 inch of water in the bottom. So to me that's pretty darn good. But I might see if I can get it down to almost nothing. Water, a bit above temperature of what I want to allow for temperature drop. I need to pump 2.65 gallons into my mash tun. So what I've done is I've moved my pump over to my boil kettle, hooked it up. One of the upgrades I'm going to do down the path is use quick connect fittings, but once I get there I'll show you that update as well. But for now, just using a hose clamp and a screwdriver. So now I'm going to turn the pump on, open the ball valve, turn the pump on. Very quiet. Just watching the boil kettle. Okay, not quite up there yet. Let's turn the pump up. Alright, got to get one of the things with little pump is you got to get ahead of water. Alright, pumping well now. Like I said, the pump's not self-priming, so you just got to make sure that you get water to the pump before turning it on. But look at that flow. Can't complain with that. Now just transferring what's left of my hot water into my hot liquor tank. A la cooler, chiller, esky if you're an Aussie. So just for storing the water for later use. Pumping quite nicely. Great little pump for the price. Really happy with it so far.